I'm Allie here with Z at the Dharma Health Institute in Playa del Rey, California. Today we're going to learn more about health and wellness from Z because he's done a ton over his lifetime and is very much the guru.
I don't know if I say guru in that sense, but I do look at myself as an advocate of well-being. And our mission here is to mitigate human suffering by offering people the knowledge, the skills, and the resources to steward their life in a healthier way. We offer hyperbaric chambers that help promote better oxygenation and the production of more red blood cells, healthy hemoglobin in the blood, also to put you in an anabolic cycle so their body's has a greater tendency to recover. We have external counterpulsation that manages cardiovascular issues in a non-invasive way. We also have traditional Chinese medicine modalities such as acupuncture, Qin-san, acupressure, cupping, and Tui-na and herbs and herbal pharmacopoeia. We also promote strategies of wellness for people. So not only do you come here to get well, you tend to stay to be well. So we look at changing lifestyle patterns and so forth. One of the greatest things that I found in the 35 plus years I've been involved in this is one of the greatest challenges of humanity is ignorance. Thus, I believe that the greatest cure is knowledge. So most diseases that we have can be mitigated or remedied through small lifestyle changes. But yet very few people either know how to or are aware of their ability to make those small corrections in their lifestyle to avoid life-threatening diseases. So we focus on that audience of people who have a desire to have self-ownership, self-agency, and an openness to say, I probably am my own best caregiver. If I'm not my own best caregiver, I know the right narrative to create so I can seek that help out that I need. Western medicine is first and foremost a business, first and foremost. It's a great business. It is an amazing business. If you get hit by a school bus or something, definitely don't go to your acupuncturist or your herbalist or your vitamin store. Go straight to the emergency room. Other than that, you should be going to these other places, your guidance, your coach, your health food store, your nutritionist, your acupuncturist, in order to maintain a better quality of life and avoid life-changing diseases.
And that's what I like so much, Z, is you're really focused on agency of the individual. So making sure that they're thinking about their whole life and giving them the tools. So it's not just about you, but it's also about how do they kind of take all the lessons that they've learned with your wisdom and put it all together for themselves.
And you'll find that it's pretty organic once people of a certain temperament, and I have to say of a certain temperament, because you'd be surprised at how few people either can accept or understand their responsibility and their role in their general condition. It is my belief that we don't have a promotional mechanism to uplift self-agency. Often we hear it's someone else's fault. It's someone else's responsibility. Why didn't the doctor know? Why didn't the doctor tell me? The doctors often don't know. No one knows you better than you. And in the time frame in which you can visit a clinician, spend time with them, they have a tremendous amount of pressure to bill and see the next person. And if you don't have a clear narrative of what's going on with your health, there's a likelihood that you won't get what you were seeking.
Yeah.
So here we really teach people not only about whatever malady that they're addressing and whatever the remedy strategy is, but also giving them the language on how to speak about their own health. So I use a many layered process that is founded on the idea of what I call IPI, Identify, Process, Integrate. First, identify what the problem is, and then begin the process of mitigation. Integrate those processes into your life until you become your process. So that's where the integrative aspect of those things come from. It all sounds very simple, Yet you'll find that the challenge is sometimes things right in front of you, you don't see.
Yeah.
America is suffering from a health crisis, mental health, obesity, and many other elective diseases. I say elective diseases because we make choices that affect our health. If you take, for example, obesity, every few pounds that you're overweight and you're carrying that around, that's a 6-pound texture ball. It is actually an exercise implement because it offers resistance and it helps you overcome gravity and an added element to your own body's weight. Imagine though if you were carrying that much weight or even more than that around every day, 24 hours a day. You have this huge backpack of weight. It's hard to get off the couch. They have something known as these kind of dead leg sitting syndromes, where eventually the glute muscles no longer work because you've been pressing on them so long. So now it's hard to walk. They don't fire up anymore. It's hard to manipulate the lymphatic system. So you're developing weight issues around the midsection and your legs are not functioning well. And these were all choices you made. It's not to knock people or to berate them about it, but just to take responsibility for, I decided to do this. That gets into mental health. How do you work on tools of mental health that you can actually critique yourself? You can recruit a coach, but you are your own best coach. You can go see a doctor, but you're your own best doctor. The word doctor and teacher means the same thing. A teacher is one who made themselves available for knowledge. Make yourself available for knowledge and understanding. You don't have to get a degree in medicine or a degree in any of these things, but you do want to have a PhD in yourself.
Yeah.
And as the great yogi said, one of the greatest benefits of yoga was to achieve self-realization, to know you. And once you know you, you can watch yourself. As I have a podcast named The Dispassionate Observer. And what is meant by the dispassionate observer is imagine yourself to be a bird on a wire, observing humanity, not judging, not calling, but just studying, surveying, and seeing the consequence of actions and behaviors, the ins and outs, the ebb and flow of behavior. If you could do that with yourself, imagine the changes you could make. But in doing that, it is not done without bitter challenges. It's hard to look at yourself.
Totally.
It's easy to look outside of yourself and point fingers. Well, McDonald's did this to me. Krispy Kreme did this to me. The candy store did this to me. The doctor did this to me. They over-medicated me. And when you can stop doing that, it closes off a door of irresponsibility. It opens up the door of not only personal responsibility, but personal stewardship. And that's what I try to do here with every client. By the time I get referrals or people come here for different health issues, they have been either forced or have found through a whim of fate or whatever, an idea that I want to take care of myself. I want to do better. I don't want to keep going through this back pain. I don't want to repeat the diseases of my ancestors. I want to make changes. And that is the beginning of a journey of kind of self-realization or self-understanding. Once that person gets that disease under control, I encourage a incorporation of lifestyle modalities to not only maintain a fitness of body, but a constant auditing of the self. So kind of a therapy.
Yeah.
So that we can just be well. And it's not being a health fanatic. It's not critiquing people at every family outing about what they're eating. It's just taking ownership of yourself and saying, I understand the benefits and banes of my behavior. If you choose to smoke, you know with an open heart and an open eyes what that will cost you. What is the liability to your behavior? You know if you're sitting all day that will cause or introduce you to the opportunity to have many diseases. Many diseases. It will shorten your life. But do it with open eyes, an open mind, and say, these are choices I'm making. And if you don't like that, then you, with that same open mind, open eyes, you make different choices.
Totally. And this series is what you want to share more about, those different scenarios and those different ways to look at our own lives so that we can make better choices.
Yeah, I have come to this idea of Dharma media.
Seriously, wait till you see this movie.